Now we have the application to the Metropolitan 2015-16 Discretionary Response Fund. Would someone like to move the staff recommendation? Andrew, you seconded. Is there any discussion? Do we need staff?
Yes. Yes. I think Mike.
So are these questions? Yeah, okay. Okay, Glenn, then Pauline.
Thank you. Just on the, obviously all the applications have suggested that they be declined, but with the birthing unit there, you know, for Christchurch, I note that nationally this is not recognised. I can't see why Christchurch could not lead the way, considering that we have a social and geographic constituency. It's in our part of town actually, so I can see the rationale there, but why couldn't the council make a contribution, and what other options are there for that?
Well, good morning everyone. Absolutely, I agree with you. I think it would be fantastic if it was just from a financial point of view, and also the funders we think would be more appropriate, but I would love to see Christchurch lead the way, but that's a personal thing. And I had to think in terms of an economic point of view, and just thinking whether or not we could provide those funds, or whether or not the Māori Women's Midwifery could actually go on and seek funding elsewhere.
Yep, Pauline?
Yeah, well, that was pretty much my question too. Do we help them, point them in other directions for funding?
I will be, absolutely.
My thought was whānau ora would, and also if they applied to us in case these other two don't succeed, because the total cost was 35, so they may well succeed with the other two.
I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so. From what I understand, from what I've spoken to the woman about it, there is huge support. CDHB have been interested but unable to fund at the moment, but there are other agencies who have indicated interest but are wanting to talk about it more.
Yep.
Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that we do help them to apply elsewhere and perhaps more appropriate funding. So that's good, thank you.
Yeah. Yanni?
So we, yeah, I mean, I understand the intent of this project request and think it's got a lot of merit, but do we meet with the health board, or how do we relate to the health board in terms of talking about these groups that are coming to us for what effectively is their funding, or should be being funded through the health board?
That's an excellent question. I have not met with the CDHB. I have actually got a CDHB background, and there's probably potential for me to go and speak with them, whether or not that's an appropriate thing for me to do. But
do you think it would be good for us at a governance level maybe to have a meeting with, you know, the health board and actually just talk through some of these issues, because it does come up through our funding on quite a regular basis?
I believe so. I think there's huge potential for that.
Okay. Maybe I could suggest that as a recommendation, if it needs to be formalised.
Yeah. So,
well, that the council meet with the CDHB to discuss matters of mutual interest.
The full council meet with the board of the CDHB.
I think so. I think it'd be quite good, quite timely. We used to have a joint working party that looked over the land swap, and I think it was always, people felt that was actually quite a good thing originally, but obviously that's moved on. But I think it would be good for us to meet. Right. Sure.
There are a number of meetings and also a joint program.
Yeah, but so at a governance level, I think it would be good. The other question I had was around Ngāi Tahu, whether there'd been any approach to Ngāi Tahu around.
From what I understand from Ruth, yes, she has approached Ngāi Tahu. I mean, this is really, from what I understand of this project, it is still, there's potential for it. It depends on whether or not Burwood closes. I think there's been an indication that Burwood will be closing eventually. So this really is them not even setting up this birthing unit, is providing a feasibility study to see whether or not there's actually going to be engagement and interest from the related communities.
So we're just going to meet with them to discuss the funding of community groups, or are we going to meet with them to discuss something more than that?
Well, I think it should be wider. It's my personal view.
Fleet sharing?
They're now a member of our housing chat. There's other things maybe around their redevelopment. I mean, who knows? But it does seem to me...
No, we'd have to establish an agenda. I mean, they're extremely busy at the moment, as you might imagine, as are we. And so that the full council meet with the CDHB board to discuss what?
Public transport?
So can we
Oh no, I don't want a list. I want
to narrow this down.
I want to.
and an agenda?
No, I don't mean an agenda now. I mean, we need to put an agenda together. So why don't we ask Mary to put together an agenda? Yeah, okay.
So we could...
To discuss a range of matters to be agreed. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Right, I will put that motion. All those in favour say aye. Those opposed say no. That's carried. Next